Hello and welcome to GCS Today here on Channel 21, the program that brings you news and information from Gaston County Schools. I'm Todd Hakens. 2020 is here and it's the beginning of a new decade. So on this edition of GCS Today, we are taking a look back at the past 10 years for Gaston County Schools. Plus, it's school choice time, and we will highlight the 20 school choice programs that we have available for students right here in Gaston County. Joining me on GCS Today is our Superintendent of Schools, W. Jeffrey Booker. And Dr. Booker, 2020 is here. And before we get too far into a new decade, we want to take some time to look back on the last 10 years for Gaston County Schools with some of the highlights. So let's go back to 2010, 2011, and we were talking smart boards.
We were, and it's amazing to think of all the evolution in technology since 2010, because the challenge of putting a smart board in every classroom and having Mr. Harper and Harper Industries come alongside and issue a $2 million challenge, and our community responding and doing the $2 million challenge. And then we grew from there, Todd. If you look forward to in 2014, we were one of the first districts in the state to go with Wi-Fi throughout all buildings. And there was that great humorous video that was done by our faculty talking about chasing Wi-Fi in 2013, and we responded with that in 2014. And then we've been through the growth from a bunch of desktops and labs to where now Chromebooks and the prevalence of those, along with iPads and other devices, that now mean basically we have a device for every child when they need it, and we're working towards having a device all day, every day for a child.
The Smart Board campaign got it started, I think you could say, when we were working toward a smart board in every classroom. Okay, we skip ahead to 2013, and that was a big year for us because of the opening of our first high school campus in many years, and I'm talking about Stuart W. Kramer High School.
And what a great asset for the community. And you've got to really respect the County Commission and the Board of Education working together to say, we haven't built a large project in a while. We need this for capacity for our school population, but let's also build a community asset. And so that auditorium was designed to be a community asset. And just this past Saturday, we had a regional band concert there. Over 350 children throughout the region, a number of GCS students there participating in that program, and the auditorium with 1,500 seats was full. And to feel it operate, Cameron Radford came over to me and said, it's got to feel good to see the building used like this. And what's great about that is the commission didn't stop there, and working with the Board of Education. So we've now built Pleasant Ridge Elementary, which that beautiful facility where we combined two aging facilities and replaced them with that. And then we moved on to Stanley and replacing the old Stanley High School that was now serving as a middle school with the state-of-the-art Stanley STEAM Academy. And we have the replacement of Belmont underway, and the voters overwhelmingly, 69% passage to support building more schools in the coming years.
It is I guess it's historical in a sense when you think about the number of schools, brand new school campuses that have been built in a relatively short period of time in our community. Okay, this next one is for you. In January of 2014, you became our 7th Superintendent of Schools following the retirement of Reeves McLean as our 6th Superintendent of Schools. And it's hard to believe it's 6 years. Can you believe that?
There are days I can believe it. But it's been a great 6 years, and the community's support. You helped go out, and we met with the community and talked about what we believed the school system could be, and to listen to what they wanted their school system to be. And I think we have worked through one strategic plan and started another. It's an exciting time to be in Gaston County, and the overall support for public education is what makes it exciting.
Now, we talk about our district being a district and our schools focusing on caring and giving. And one project that really brought that into the spotlight was our Nickels for Neighbors campaign. And we did that 3 different years, and it was designed to help people in North and South Carolina, school districts in North and South Carolina that were affected by hurricanes or floods. And during those 3 years, we raised almost $65,000. So I know that is a good example of the good work our schools are doing.
It's a great example. And when you talk about that 65,000, you got to remember children coming to school with Ziploc bags of change or piggy banks. One school had boots that they were filling up and then doing it. But what was awesome was to watch our school faculty integrate that into the curriculum and use it as learning opportunities in a number of different ways. But then that, to your part about the caring part, saying these storms, that first one, remember, was targeted, hit Gaston County. We were bracing for it and it just stayed west and it really decimated parts of South Carolina. And so to reach out to our neighbors and have kids see a bigger world, it's positive. And we're still known. I'll go to state meetings and people will come up and say, our district didn't know what to do when we got a $2,500 check from another school district.
Okay. Also, during the last decade, not every school district can brag about this. We had a regional teacher of the year, a state teacher of the year, and then a teacher who won a national award. And I'm talking about Bobby Kavanaugh from South Point High School. He was the North Carolina Teacher of the Year, and then he won the NEA Foundation's National Award for Teaching Excellence.
And Bobby, I just like it when somebody makes you stand up for the bragging you do. When Bobby was our Teacher of the Year for Gaston County and I got to spend some time with him, I went to the regional meeting and said, if you don't pick our guy, there's been a crime committed. And Bobby not only won there, but he went on to the state. And it's been such a great representative for public education on numerous forums and speaking. Then he gave such an impassioned speech to our convocation kicking off, and that he is just a great model of the many great teachers that we have in Gaston County, and he represented us and public education so well.
And we are glad to still have him in the classroom at South Point High School.
Yes, sir.
Okay, another big national award in 2017, and this was an award for the Highland School of Technology, the distinction of National Blue Ribbon School, and that is presented by the United States Department of Education. And you were in Washington to help receive that award.
Yes, Miss McLean and her team were contacted about the nomination and to watch the process and the work that had to go in to represent and show all the greatness that's going on at Highland. And then to be in DC and see the company that they were in and recognize how rare it is for someone to receive the blue ribbon. And Highland, we already knew. It had won so many acclaims, 100% graduation rate, always held up by the state of North Carolina as a model. But to see that national recognition is like, it's long overdue. So great pride, and it's still going on today.
Okay, really across the decade, we put a lot of energy into our school safety. And just a couple of years ago, we were able to put school resource officers for all of our schools, and we've enhanced camera systems and front door entrance and visitor check-in. School safety has it's been an important focus for us over the past several years.
It is so important for our schools to feel safe, from the adults that are there working with the children to our parents, and feeling this is a place. And we are so fortunate in this community that law enforcement works in partnership, and they're in our buildings and they're around our students, and we feel that makes it in the community that it grows out. And then what's been really exciting is the way the Board of Education and the Commission have worked together to fund these added security measures. As the world has evolved, we continue to evolve, and we will continue to strive, because being a safe school system is important. And we each year are noted as being one of the safest large districts in the state, and we work hard to maintain that. But again, it's the diligence of our faculty being attentive and paying attention.
Okay, and you mentioned this earlier. We'll talk a little more about it. In May of 2018, the voters went to the polls. They overwhelmingly passed the $250 million bond referendum for new construction, and we talked about that earlier, school additions and critical renovations and repairs, and those were made for schools all across the township, all across the county.
And that's what's really been exciting this past summer to see come to fruition. If you're in Cherryville and you go to Chavis, a total renovation inside that school, from the media center to the gym, paint, and just improvement. And then you come back in and you look at Webb Street and the improvements that were made in its exterior, particularly the parking areas, and you can come over into New Hope or to Greer and just see the things. So it's been throughout the county that we've had these things, and it's not stopping. The county is committed to continuing to release that $250 million. So it's a county-wide initiative. So it's a lot of excitement around that, and then just needed repairs. But the thing that gets really hard is a lot of times you can't see the repairs, because one of the focuses is back to life safety. We're replacing intercom systems, fire alarm systems, and updating those camera systems and making those in better condition. So those are sometimes hard as you're driving by. Why is that sign out saying you're buying dollars at work? Well, our roofing project, we have one roofing project going on right now that took almost $2 million. But it was one that had been planned and known about, but that's just a lot of money in one spot that you don't really see, but you know the impact of it.
Yeah, these are projects that, like you said, you don't notice them right off, but you notice that roof when it doesn't, when it's leaking. So it's important that we're taking care of all of those areas with life safety and with roofing and windows and doors, and our community will continue to see more improvements and more repairs in the years ahead.
Yes, and that was part of what was laid out. It'll be in sections of this, because the county said we can release this first $60 million of the $250, and then we'll move. But again, it was with a 69% approval. That's the community stepping up and saying we want to support our public schools. That
makes you feel good to know that you've got that community support. Now, talking about community support, we really engaged our community during the 2018-2019 school year when we had the 50th anniversary for Gaston County Schools, and we had a lot of special events, everything from a parade and a museum exhibit to an employee talent show. It was a big year for us.
And what was great about that was, for example, in the parade, going back in our history and having the old Lincoln School represented, the Highland School represented. So all of the history was included. We just didn't say, well, here are our 11 high schools now, and we're going to have that, and the retired employees being on a float and supporting. It was a big event, but it continued throughout. When you look at the talent show and the mix of people that participated in that, and there's just so many things that went on. It was a true celebration, but we have a lot to be proud of in this community, and the way public schools were formed and the way that we've continued to perform.
And it's really interesting to think about all of the great things the next 50 years will bring for Gaston County Schools.
I can promise you this, I won't be here for 100.
Oh, you very well could be here, and we'll find you a float to ride on in that parade, the 100th parade. And so it brings us now to this year and what we are doing with our school choice programs. We really expanded school choice, going from just 2 programs prior to 2016 to this year. We are accepting the applications for 20 programs. That's incredible.
And it goes back to the leadership of our commission and the board. When you present them, we went out and spoke with different groups and heard, give us options. We want to have more say-so in what we're doing, and also with the growth that's gone on in our community and the opportunities and the changing evolution of education. So to offer these opportunities in a broad swath and across the district. And there's still some schools that don't have some options yet, but we're growing towards those options. And last year it afforded almost 1,000 children to do something different with their educational program. And what's really neat, Todd, window's been open 2 weeks and we have over 400 applications already. We have some information affairs to let people know what's going on. But choice is something that I believe everyone wants to exercise, and we need to give them those options. And what's great is we have some fantastic options.
We have 20 school choice programs in our district this year, and like I said, you go from 2 prior to 2016 to 20 now. That is a great advancement in the area of school choice for Gaston County Schools.
And we've tried to grow those first 2 were more magnet oriented, so now we've continued to add a couple magnets, but we've also added choices within schools so you could elect to be in there. And when you think about some of those academies, it's really neat, and the partnerships that have come out of those academies, with Daimler coming and supporting the advanced manufacturing, the hospital supporting all the health sciences work that we're doing. We are very fortunate to have the community walking with us.
Now we could, these are only highlights. We could talk for hours about the things that have taken place over the past 10 years for Gaston County Schools, but I like to think that there are many reasons for us to be proud, and I think a lot of that comes down to your leadership and your vision for our district and wanting to move us forward. So I commend you on all of your hard work, and really there's lots more to come for Gaston County Schools.
I think when you talk about leadership and vision, we have 55 leaders out there who are, a lot of these choices were where schools came forward and said, we want to do this, we want to provide this, this is what we're doing, we want to make it known. And so I appreciate the leadership and the faculty and their willingness to expand the offerings and support those. I was at a school yesterday for an open house, and when they show you a maker space and how they're integrating, it's like one of the teacher assistants said, you know, we're going to be doing aerospace in here tomorrow with 4th graders. That's some
incredible.
Exciting stuff.
It's incredible. Well, it's not always nice to take a look back, because I think that when you can look back, it puts you on a path to moving forward. And I feel like that is what we're doing here in Gaston County Schools. Superintendent of Schools, W. Jeffrey Booker, thank you for being with us today here on GCS Today.
Thanks, Todd.
You are watching GCS Today here on Channel 21. We will be right back.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah! Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Joining me on GCS Today is Denise McLean. She is the Executive Director for Student Support Services for Gaston County Schools and coordinating our school choice programs. Yes. So welcome. Yes. And
thank you.
And we are going to talk about school choice. So tell us, what is going on with school choice for the 2020-2021 academic year?
Well, Todd, this is school choice season, I would say, and we're in the middle of accepting applications for our 20 school choice programs in Gaston County Schools. And this is a great opportunity for parents to apply online for a program that may interest them in their student. We have 6 different academy areas that they can apply for. The choices are careers, college prep, health sciences, leadership, public service, and also technology and engineering.
Yes, we introduced those 6 academy programs last year and have had a lot of success seeing the students in those programs this year, and they're growing.
Yes.
So we certainly want people to check out the academy programs. Now, I know that we've been introducing some new programs along the way. What new program do we have for this coming year?
Well, absolutely. The new one is I Accelerate at Ashbrook High School, and it's an academy program that helps prepare students for college by allowing them to earn college credit while sitting in a traditional comprehensive high school. They provide blended learning, so students can learn either online or in a classroom by taking college courses, and in the end, when they graduate from high school, they'll also have an associate's degree.
And I think that we've seen some students in the past couple of years, they have taken the online college classes, they've taken classes through Gaston College, and we've had students that have completed high school in the 4 years with their high school diploma and an associate's degree. So I think that is what has been the inspiration for this college prep program at Ashbrook.
Absolutely, and a huge savings for parents too, to know that in terms of the financial outlay, it's not as great when students are entering college with a tremendous amount of college credit. So again, a great opportunity for our high school students.
And we want our parents to hear that.
Yeah.
Students can get college credit while in high school.
Yes,
free of
indeed.
charge.
Free of charge, not a charge at all. Again, getting to interface with professors, learning the feel of sitting in a college classroom, and just having those experiences really will provide them an upper hand when they enter a college campus.
Now, when you think about the choice programs, you think about the academy programs, it really is about giving students an opportunity to explore and to discover and to seek out possible career areas and career choices.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, to explore, as you said, and once they have that experience under their belts, maybe they might even decide to go in a different direction. But even if they decide to stick to that path, they certainly have an upper hand when they start to take college courses.
And a great example of that is the Health Sciences Academy at East Gaston High School. Of course, that's in partnership with Caramount Health.
Yes.
And that is a program designed to train the next generation of healthcare professionals.
Absolutely, and that's a great program, and I'm glad you mentioned our partnership with Caramount Health. But students, when they leave East Gaston, they are prepared to enter the workforce immediately after graduation, or if they decide to seek additional certifications and take classes to get that associate's degree. But certainly it puts them on the path for their college career if they wanted to pursue that area. So that's, again, a great program and a great opportunity for our students.
And another program that I think is got a lot of excitement around it is the Public Service Academy in Cherryville. And that is giving students an opportunity to learn what it's like to work in local city government, whether
Absolutely.
it's at City Hall or the police department or the fire department. And also there's a component with that to encourage students to think about education as a
Absolutely.
profession, which is very important.
Absolutely. We would love to train up teachers at an early age for those students that have that interest, and they do so through their Teacher Cadet program at Cherryville. So that, again, is a good opportunity for our students if they see that as their career path.
Now, we have choice programs at all levels, elementary, middle school, and high school.
That is correct.
And there a lot of variety, a lot of different. The focus is different for the programs because we do want to provide choices. We want there to be varieties of options there for parents and for students to consider.
Right. And I say that's an important reason for parents to even consider this program, because they know their students, they know their interests, and how they learn best, and to align with the program that will allow the student to excel based on their interests is what we want to do, is how we want to provide instruction, because we want our students to be successful. And again, when the student feels motivated to do their best in an area that interests them, I'm sure that will help them to be successful.
And we have expanded school choice in Gaston County in the past several years. For many years, you had the Highland School of Technology as the choice program, the magnet program in Gaston County, and then we introduced the Gaston Early College at Gaston, on the Gaston College campus. And then we've added Pleasant Ridge and the STEAM Academy at Hawks Nest and Stanley. And we've really, last year we took a big leap in expanding our programs, and now we're at 20 programs. Why do you think providing school choice is so important?
Well, again, it's the option. We in life, and as we go through life, we have lots of options and choices. And certainly to be able to put that on the education forefront, to allow parents and students to make a choice about a program that interests them, is what we want to do. And we certainly encourage them to take advantage of choosing a school or program that's going to be aligned to their interests. Again, it's about student success, and with parents parents having identified their students' strengths and their interests and even how they learn best, and to choose a program that's going to help their child be successful in middle school or high school and elementary level. That's what we want to do.
We also want parents to know that we have a virtual academy. And it's a non-traditional school setting where students take classes online, and it's for grades 3rd grade to the 11th grade.
Yes.
And that program really allows flexibility for us in your schedule, personalized learning, and really it's ideal for students who are enrolled in homeschool programs that can also be a part of our virtual academy.
Absolutely. The thing that what I know about homeschool is that they look for a network or an opportunity for their students to still interact with other students, and that's one of the benefits of the virtual program, wherein it is blended learning. The students do work independently a lot, but to have an opportunity to interface with other students, field trips, special projects, guest speakers, we still afford those students that opportunity also.
Okay, we have our school choice information session that is coming up on Saturday, February the 22nd. That will be from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Gaston College in Dallas in the Meyer Center. Now that is a drop-in session.
It is.
Tell us a little bit about what parents can expect from that information session.
Sure. Well, once parents have an interest in a particular program, and if they want to just go and explore and look at all of them, they can certainly do that. But to have an opportunity to interface with the principal of the school and other staff members, to ask them questions, to have them explain to the parents what that pathway of courses will look like, that's what they'll have a chance to do. Our principals have done a great job of setting up nice displays, interactive displays, and just different ways to showcase their programs or highlight the good things going on in their schools. And parents will have an opportunity to come and see and participate. And again, have any questions that they have unanswered answered at that time.
And we've already had 2 school choice information sessions. So the one on February the 22nd, that will be our 3rd session leading up to our deadline on February the 28th, the deadline to apply for school choice. So that brings us to this question. Who can apply for our school choice programs?
Yes. Students enrolling as kindergartners can apply. Rising 6th graders and rising 9th graders will have that opportunity to apply as they start that particular program at that grade level.
Now, we will take students primarily at those entry levels into elementary, middle, and high school. However, we do have some space, limited space, at other grade levels. So if you maybe have a student who's going to be in the 7th grade next year, and you're thinking about a school choice program, we do have some space available at other grade levels in our programs.
And I would encourage those parents to apply, even though maybe they didn't last year, but these programs have grown in popularity, and knowing now what they know, or they've received additional information and they still want to be a part of it, it's not too late. So again, to try to see if there are seats available, I would encourage them to apply.
And reach out to us.
Yes.
Come to the information session, learn about what we have going on, and ask those questions, and become engaged in our school choice programs. Now, we have been our theme this year is storytelling. So we've been telling our stories this year. So on a personal note for you, you were a teacher at South Point.
Yes.
You've worked with us here in the central office, and you were the principal at the Highland School of Technology when Highland was named a National Blue Ribbon School. So looking at your career, how do you gauge success in what you do?
Yeah, and I would say, and like I've always said, when I can see students succeed and be successful and see the growth, and I've had anything to do with it, I would say that's how I would gauge success. And where I sit now, if it is helping a family, answering questions, helping to put them on the right direction, or even supporting a principal in a school with program implementation, or helping them to provide resources to a family, and knowing that the student is going to be successful, that to me helps me to gauge my level of success. Ultimately, we want to see students graduate and be on a path of success, and whatever I can do to help along the way, I will say is how I measure success.
Well, we are very excited about our school choice programs.
Yes.
And what they offer to students and to families. And we have 20, we call them 20 dynamic programs
Great, yes.
that are available for next school year. And we also like to say, and I think you will agree with me on this, we like to say that we offer the most choice programs than anyone else with 20 big programs in Gaston County.
Absolutely.
All right, you can register online on the Gaston County Schools website for our choice programs. The deadline to apply is February the 28th, and our next school choice information session is Saturday, February the 22nd. That will be held at Gaston College in Dallas inside the Meyer Center, 10 a.m. until 2 p.m.
That's correct.
And that's a drop-in. You drop in at your convenience, meet the schools, learn about the programs, meet the principals and other school representatives, and learn all you can about school choice. And of course, you'll be there to help answer questions and to talk with parents and students about all that we have to offer. So just make sure you put that on your calendar, Saturday, February 22nd, for our school choice information session. Denise McLean, our Executive Director for Student Support Services, we appreciate you being with us here on GCS Today.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching GCS Today here on Channel 21. I'm Todd Higgins. We look forward to seeing you next time.